Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the 15 best features of the Mi A2 along with some important tips and tricks. Now first I'll be covering the best features, and after that I'll be talking about the tips and tricks, so if you're bored anywhere, just skip ahead. Now with that said, the first best feature about this phone is definitely its design and build. Now in terms of looks, there isn't a huge difference between this phone and the Redmi Note 5 Pro, but its build is completely different. This phone is a complete unibody metal design. It even has the black antenna bands which seamlessly merge with the metal body. It has a thickness of 7.3 mm and weighs 168 grams. Now the next best thing about this phone would definitely be the performance. This phone sports a Snapdragon 660 processor with 8 Kryo 260 cores and Adreno 512 GPU. By the way, this is the same processor seen in the Nokia 7 Plus and the Vivo X21. Now these are the Antutu and Geekbench scores. Now the next best thing about this phone would be the display. This phone packs a massive 6-inch display with Full HD Plus resolution in the new 18:9 aspect ratio. It is also protected by a 2.5D curved Corning Gorilla Glass 5 for added protection. Now the next best thing about this phone would be pure stock Android. Now this phone is part of Google's Android One program, so it will get monthly security and software updates at least for the next 2 years. And this will also be one of the first few phones to receive Android P update. Now the next best thing about this phone would definitely be the cameras. On the rear, it has a dual camera setup with a 12 megapixel primary camera with Sony IMX486 sensor with f1.7 aperture, and that's followed by a 20 megapixel secondary camera with Sony IMX376 sensor. On the front, it sports a 20 megapixel camera with Sony IMX376 sensor with f2.2 aperture. Just in case if you missed it, this phone uses the same sensor for both the front camera and the secondary camera. This phone uses the secondary camera to improve low light performance using a process called as pixel binning, and it definitely seems to be working. Now these are the sample pictures taken using the front and rear cameras. Going on next, this phone also has portrait mode for both the front and rear cameras. These are the sample pictures. Edge detection in both the front and rear cameras look pretty good, and the portrait shots themselves also look pretty great. Next, this phone also has electronic image stabilization for video recording, and it even supports stabilization for 4K video recording. Now here's the sample footage. Just for a reference, its predecessor, Mi A1, also came with good rear cameras, but compared to that, this phone is offering better rear and front cameras along with electronic image stabilization. So that's definitely a huge upgrade. Next, it even has fast charging. Now this phone also has Qualcomm's quick charge support, but sadly it comes with a regular 10 watts power adapter in the box. If you have a fast charger lying around, or if you can buy one, you can charge your phone much faster. Next, this phone even supports dual 4G and dual VoLTE. Now like most of the phones launched these days, even this phone supports dual 4G and dual VoLTE. So you will be able to use 2 SIMs in 4G at the same time, and even use 2 Geo SIMs on this phone at the same time. Now the next best feature is the IR blaster. Now just like the previous Mi A1 or all the Xiaomi phones, even this phone comes with an IR blaster at the top, and you can use the Mi remote app that comes pre-installed on this phone to control TV, AC or anything that has a remote. Now this feature is more like a trademark. Most of the brands out there do not support this feature these days. Next, it has jump to camera shortcut. Now once you enable this feature, you can simply press the power button twice to quickly open the camera application. It doesn't matter if your phone is locked or not. Even if you're using any application, just press the power button twice to quickly open the camera application. And just so you know, you can press the volume down button to take a picture as well. Next, it has a pretty new feature called Wi-Fi hotspot. Now this is just like the regular hotspot, but for Wi-Fi. Now let's say you're in a hotel or airport and you're given access to internet only for one device. Using this feature, you can share that internet to multiple devices by creating a hotspot. On Honor and Huawei phones, this feature is called as Wi-Fi bridge. Next, it has night light. Now once you enable this feature, it puts a warm tint on the screen to filter blue light and help you sleep better at night. We can also schedule it to turn on and turn off automatically at a specific time or at sunrise and sunset. Now finally, this phone even has ambient display. Now once you enable this feature, every time you get a notification, your phone's display lights up and shows you the notification. So guys, those were the best features of the Mi A2. Now let's look at some important tips and tricks. First, I'll show you how to use the split screen mode. Now there are 2 ways to turn it on. So let's say you're in an application and you want to use this in a split screen mode. You can press and hold the recent apps button and it will open the current application in the top window. You can select the secondary application from the list below, or you can go to home screen and then select the secondary application from the list over here. Now you can resize it like this. Now usually right out of the box, you can't make the YouTube window go this small. So to make that happen, first you need to go to the display settings and you need to change the display screen size. So for that, go to the display settings, then select display. From here, select advanced, select display size, and make sure you select the last option, that's the small, and then you will be able to resize the windows even smaller. Now going on next, even now we can't use split screen mode for all applications. Let's say you try to open Instagram for instance, you'll get an error message saying Instagram doesn't support split screen mode. So to enable split screen mode for all applications, go to settings, then scroll to the bottom, select system, then select about phone. Now scroll to the bottom and click the build number 7 times to enable developer options. Now once the developer options are enabled, enter the password to confirm. Now developer options will be found in the previous page, that's in the system settings. Now select developer options. Now scroll all the way to the bottom and enable force activities to be resizable. Now once you enable this toggle and restart the phone, you will be able to use all applications in split screen mode. Now for another quick tip, on YouTube while you're watching videos, you can see 2 black bars on either side. You can do a pin gesture to go full screen. Now you can use this gesture on any phone that doesn't have the regular 16:9 aspect ratio. Next, I'll show you picture-in-picture mode. Now starting with Android Oreo, all phones have picture-in-picture mode where you can see applications in a floating window. Now let's say you're using Google Maps for navigation. You can simply press the home button to get a quick preview of the map in a floating window like this. You can move it around and drag it to the bottom to close it. Right now, very few applications support that, like Swiggy, Zomato, I guess. Even Google Chrome supports it for watching videos. Next, I'll show you how to display the battery percentage on the status bar. So to do that, go to settings, select battery settings. From here, enable this toggle that says battery percentage to show the battery percentage on the status bar. Now for another quick tip, to take a screenshot on this phone, you need to press the volume down and power button both at the same time. You can do it anywhere and your phone will take a screenshot. Surprisingly, it even works on the lock screen. Now this is the default launcher that you get right out of the box. Now for some reason, if you don't like this Google feed or you want to change something over here, you can simply long press. You get additional options, go to more settings. From here, you can disable the Google application on the leftmost side by disabling this toggle. You can change the icon shape or even turn on or turn off the notification dots. Now in the default launcher, you can also press and hold these app icons to get some quick actions, like you can directly call to your frequent contacts. Now if you long press the messaging application, you get different set of quick actions. Now finally, if you want to change the default launcher or default browser on your phone, you need to go to settings, then select app and notification, and from here select advanced, then select default apps. From here you can change your default browser from Google Chrome to UC browser or something else. You can even change the default home launcher, phone dialer, and messaging application. So guys, those were the best features and important tips and tricks for your Mi A2. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It really helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.